Okay. Situated here. Let's see if that's going. Okay. Okay. 8. Oh, there's 8 of you here already. That's so awesome. Somebody toss like normal, somebody toss a comment up that the audio is coming through good, loud and clear. Did the keyboard distort at all? That I'm curious about that. I'm still fine tuning the levels uh, on everything and on the keyboard to be able to play a little bit. Anyway, so glad you're all here on this rainy Oregon Willamette Valley day. We've been having just gorgeous weather. Hey Ed, how you doing, man? Loud and clear. Fantastic. Yeah, we've been having such great weather, and then all of a sudden on Friday it just came down. I guess it's called an atmospheric river. I think that's what they call it. We had thunder and lightning yesterday, actually. So I this last pay period, this last couple of weeks, I had 20 hours of overtime, not quite the 40 I had before that, but so I got Friday off, which was really nice to have a 3-day weekend and relax with Rochelle, just get cozy and watch some Netflix, and we're going through Peaky Blinders right now, and it's great. I love it, but it it I can take it like a couple episodes and then take a break from it. Uh, yeah, Ian, you're in the UK. That's fantastic. Visiting some family, I'm assuming. So that's cool. Glad you could reach it. Let's see. It's like 6 o'clock, 6 p.m. I think, right, Ian, where you're at? That's cool. Rochelle's here, of course, just in the house. Hey, Rebs. Glad you're here. Hey, how you doing, man? Stefan. So anyway, let's see what happened this week. Well, the start of the NBA season. I'm a big, you probably know, I'm a big Blazers fan, Trailblazers, and we started the season with. I'm sure you guys have probably heard about it. This big FBI bust, and our head coach Chauncey Billups, formerly of the Detroit Pistons championship fame and Finals MVP. Our head coach was taken down with another player, Terry Rozier and Damian Jones, and it's looking like this is the kind of the tip of the iceberg. So I'm not a big fan of Chauncey Billups's coaching. This is his 5th year, and he's been he hasn't had a winning record. Now, of course, the Blazers haven't had that great of a roster, but this year looks really good. We got the new our new Chinese rookie Yang Hansen, and but Anyway, night before last, they played the Warriors and just hammered down on the Warriors. The Warriors have Jimmy Butler now too, along with Draymond Green and Seth Curry, but the Blazers just looked incredible. They played like 10 guys. And Tiago Splitter, maybe some of you know, he played for the I think the Spurs back in the day. He's the interim head coach. I really love him. I hope he does a great job and they hire him full time. But that was really fun to watch the Blazers take down the Warriors with ease. And today at 5 o'clock, they're playing the Clippers, another tough team. So we'll see how that goes. Let's see. Chauncey's here. Hey man, how you doing? Dagon is here. Loki is here. Marty, would you time me out forever if I gave you constructive feedback? Never, Loki. I will never time you out. Well, I shouldn't say never, but I don't think I think I know you well enough to know I wouldn't have to do that. You can say what you want in the comments, and I'm not gonna. I am very open to constructive debate. If you guys ever want to get on a serious topic and talk about things, I know we like to keep it light here, but this is the family table, so we can talk about anything we want, and just hang out together around the table. I made the thumbnail about 45 minutes ago of a rainstorm crashing down on a dinner table. I thought it looked pretty cool. AI is crazy, amazing. Speaking of the Rachel stream, I don't know if she's still going, but she was going when I started. But David Donnelly and his friend debuted their new song, Skeleton Way. And for somebody to be able to do that in their apartment, I think is pretty cool. The sound quality was great. I really thought it sounded like something the Cranberries would do with her "Hey hey 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 hey" thing. But it was cool. Anyway, hey Norman, how you doing, man? Glad you're here. Herc's here too. That's great. Raji is here. Awesome. So this week, I found out some sad news kind of here. Cheryl, how you doing? Some sad news. My friend that owns the shop where I have my records had a stroke, and she's in the hospital. I went down on Friday to grab some records, a record for Russell that I'm going to send to him, and it was closed, and I wondered what was up. So I sent a text to my friend. Her name is Bambi, actually, and I sent a message to her and didn't hear back from her, which was kind of odd. But then about 4 hours later, she responded saying that she was in hospital with a stroke. So positive thoughts and prayers and whatever out to her. I hope she's okay. I don't know what the future of the shop is going to hold. I don't, strokes are on a spectrum. Fluffy, he's back. Hey, buddy. I hope she's okay. And I hope she can get back to the shop and we can get back to normal. But anyway, on Friday, I got a Vincent. Hi, Vincent. I got a message from the old lady in Sweet Home that has the antique shop where I've done 2 previous digs in the past month. I went down and I've gotten a couple of records for myself, but mostly to resell records that I've picked up, and she's given me a great deal. She texted me and said, "Hey Marty, I found more records in the back room, another 200 in the back room, and I'm going to bring another 200 from home that were my husband's." So Rochelle and I got in the minivan yesterday and went to Sweet Home, which is about an hour south of here. Not a big logging town, small logging town. And Rochelle patiently waited and went and got herself a Starbucks, and while I was in for a couple hours digging through records, and I found some stuff that is wow. She gave me the best deal that I've ever gotten. Records cheaper than you can get them at Goodwill for all these records. By the time I got 50 records, and by the time I divided it out, it was an incredible score. So I'm very appreciative of her. I've kind of made a friend of her now, and even though now I've dug through all of her records, she has she has more Beach Boys and Beatles albums than I've ever seen in one place. Um, and so I've gotten, probably 20 to 25 Beatle records from her, and some Beach Boys stuff that it's interesting that, and I'm going to show you here. Some Beach Boys albums aren't worth anything, but there's a few titles out there that are actually worth some money. So it's kind of interesting how that works. So I'm gonna go through. I think I probably have about 45 records here that I'm gonna go through, and then there's a couple at the end that kind of a big something that I actually sent a message to Mazzy yesterday to to ask him about it. But anyway, I don't want to give too much away. Um, oh, Beach Boys Christmas album. I didn't know they had one, Fluffy. Is that good? I have to keep my. I don't know. I didn't see it there, but I'll have to keep my eye out for that. I just came across. I've got a. It's fun to play Christmas albums, especially the old ones. And I just came across yesterday in my right over here. I've got, I don't know, probably 400 albums that I haven't taken down to the shop that are, they're mostly $5 and less. They're just commons. But I found yesterday a Floyd Kramer Christmas album that I'm sure is going to be great. I love Floyd Kramer. So anyway, let's show some records. Y'all want to see some records that I got yesterday? These are all ones that I'll be selling down at the shop whenever I can get them down there and put them up. So let's just go through some of them. So there'll be a lot of common stuff you guys have seen before, maybe a few that you haven't. And let's go through it. Here's this Elton John double album, Blue Moves. I've never seen this before. I'm surprised I didn't know this was even in his discography. It's not an expensive album. It's like, I don't know, it's like $7 or $8, but for retail. But it's something that it's in great shape, and the vinyl was in really good shape. So somebody who likes Elton will love that. Of course, Yellow Brick Road. This is a pristine copy of Yellow Brick Road. In great shape. A lot of times these are pretty hammered, so I was really happy to. This is one of the records that sells for I don't know, $15 or $20. So that was really cool. Oh, Blue Moves. You like Blue Moves? Okay, Chauncey, that's cool. It's a controversial album, is it? Oh, interesting. I haven't listened to it, so I don't know anything about it. I didn't even look at the track listing on it. Let's see. This is the second copy of Fleetwood Mac Live that I got from her. The vinyl's in perfect shape, but the sleeve is a bit rough, but somebody will like that. This is one that always sells really quick. I've gone through probably 4 copies of this down there, and this always seems to go really fast. I think this is her first album. Is that right, guys? Maybe it's her second, but I think it's her first one. Not sure. There was lots of Janis Joplin Pearl albums, but they're all hammered. But this was still in the shrink. Her greatest hits. I love this picture of her. Is this a Woodstock? With the cop in the background. I don't know. Maybe somebody knows what this picture is. But this was in incredible shape and still in the shrink. So I picked that up to give to somebody. This is a second copy of Frigid Pink that I've come across from her. Kind of a little more of an obscure album. Bill Kay, how you doing, buddy? So got that. One that I don't generally pick up, but it's so cheap, and I know some people like him. I'm not a big fan of Ted Nugent, but I don't know, Ted's Ted, I guess. So that's cool. A pristine repress of Aqualung. This seems to be I probably have 6 different Jethro Tull albums down at the shop, but I've sold. This is the one that sells. I think it's the one that people know more about, but I sell this one pretty quickly. It's only, I don't know, I have $8 on it. It's a pretty cheap record, and it's in really good shape. So yeah, somebody will like it. I got 2 copies of On the Border, the Eagles. This is the 74 release. I'm not a big fan of this. Some people really like it. It's got Already Gone, James Dean, Yeah, The Best of My Love. Yeah, it's okay. I do like the Eagles, but I generally just stick to the greatest hits. And then they had this one too, which is One of These Nights uh, down there. Um, this is a great album. I have a copy. This is Billy Preston's '74 release. This is so cool. I love this album. I don't think it's in my top 25, but it's pretty close. It'd be in my top 40 probably. But it's got Nothing from Nothing, and his keyboard. I don't know. You all know Billy Preston. This is just a really good album from '74. Another one that always sells, no matter whenever I put it down, Breakfast in America. Everybody knows this album, and it's just it's got a lot of hits on it. A lot of this goes really quick. Hey Dave, how you doing? Yeah, Bill, that Billy Preston is good, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see here. Oh, this was cool. I listened to this yesterday. Diamonds Are Forever. This is so cool. I I I'm gonna take it down in the shop, but this I may keep it at home for a while and see if I love it even more. But the score on this, um, John Barry, right? And the song "Diamonds Are Forever," sung by Shirley Bassey. Um, yeah, it's so good, so good. So I was really tickled, and the vinyl's in great shape. I know a lot of times these aren't, but this was I was really happy to find that. Um, let's see here. Oh, here's Mind Games. Uh, I didn't I had this is the first copy that I've gotten of Mind Games. These are cheap. They don't sell for much at all. Maybe it's because they made so many of them. But do you guys like Mind Games? I don't know much about it. I know the songs and stuff, but haven't listened to it a whole lot. Here's one that's interesting. This is the music of Cheops, which is Greek for Khufu, who was the pharaoh that built the pyramid. And this is like a flute. This guy does the flute, and it's kind of got that Egyptian kind of feel to it. But I've never seen this anywhere. Steve Douglas. It's kind of an interesting. This will go, I think, probably like in the ambient section at the shop. Um, you guys, I'm sure some of you know who Steve Douglas is, the flautist. But I didn't know anything about it, and it was yeah, it was interesting. I listened to the first half of this last night, and it's fascinating. Um, I could see listening to it outside the pyramid, chilling out. Here's the Supremes singing country music. Um, I listened to the first two songs of this last night, and that was enough. I mean, it's good, it's okay, but I kind of wonder what it's on Motown, which is really cool. Um, I kind of wonder what the record label how they get to I don't know the year. This is probably 69 to 72, somewhere around there, just judging by the hair. There's no date on the back, but you kind of wonder how the record company they approach the Supremes and say, hey, listen, we want you to cut a country and western album and pop, I guess. But yeah, it's kind of I've never seen that before. Here, I one thing I really like is you see albums from the '50s, crooner albums, and Buddy Holly and Orbison and these different ones, and a lot of times they're just absolutely hammered, and they're not worth a buck, and stuff. But every now and then I come across um, these old albums that are in almost brand new shape, and these are two Ricky Nelson albums. Look at that handsome devil, that hair, and these were, I mean, they're near mint. They're just unreal. There's something about, like, when I find a living stereo that's in this condition from the late '50s, early '60s, where it just doesn't look like anybody played it, and the corners are sharp, and there's no ring wear or anything like that. And I just thought, these are really cool. They're not expensive, somebody will pick this up for less than $10 down at the shop. And but uh, I don't know. I think these are neat to listen to every now and then to get a slice of that kind of pre rock and roll time. Oh, another band that the old lady has a ton of is the Ventures. She probably has 30 Ventures albums down there, and I picked up this one, and of course it sounds like the Ventures, and it's really good. I listened to a little bit of it last night. It's got Green Onions on it, and Herb Alpert's The Lonely Bull, which is kind of cool. So that was fun. An album that is in my top 10 of all albums of all time, and is definitely one to perhaps be ridiculed by people because it was so popular, and every song is a hit on it. And I know it's I believe it's Chance Concert Buddy's favorite album too, so I love him for that. I picked up this pristine copy of Sports yesterday. This I could listen to this every week in the truck, and just it kind of started for me with Huey in '85 when Back to the Future came out. He has that cameo in it when Michael J. Fox's character Marty, that's me, is auditioning for the dance or whatever, and they're just shredding it up on in the gym there, and there's a row of seats, and Huey Lewis is on it, and he gets up with, I think it's a bullhorn, and he says, "I'm sorry, boys, but I'm afraid you're just too darn loud." And that was Huey. But the songs from The Power of Love, and I don't know, there's a whole mess of them. That soundtrack really, I mean, that movie, of course, I was 11 years old when it came out, and that's when we were just basically, I don't know if we had a TV. We had a little tiny black and white TV, but then my dad would bring home a TV and a VCR from work sometimes, and we'd rent it video. And I remember we rented Back to the Future, and Marty McFly, he swears, he says Jesus Christ a few times, and I would cringe a little bit because my dad was watching, and my dad would be stern, because we didn't swear at all or anything like that back then. But anyway, it started my love for Huey, and I just love everything he does. I'd love to find another copy of Four Chords and Several Years Ago. That's an incredible album of his. Let's see. Here's a double album, Canned Heat, Living the Blues. I didn't listen to this, but I'm going to listen to it before I take it down in case I like it. Do you guys like Canned Heat at all? The album is the cover is kind of rough, but the vinyl is in really good shape. Is this on Dunhill? No, it's on Liberty. Okay. So that was kind of cool. I don't know this. Do you guys know this band? The 77s. This is from '82. So would this be considered new wave? I haven't listened to it at all. Ping Pong Over the Abyss. This was kind of a strange one to find in her group of albums, but it was in great shape, so I just snagged it, and somebody will pick it up down at the shop. It's on Exit Records, I guess. Yeah, interesting though, huh? You guys know the 77s? Okay, I got there was 3 Rush albums that I picked up. Farewell to Kings. I don't have these copies. In fact, I don't even have Rush's 74, which is expensive and hard to come by. Almost got it on one of PB Thal's auctions one time, but I've never seen it in a shop. Fluffy, I haven't seen the Canned Heat's performance in Woodstock. I'll YouTube that this afternoon. Let me I'm gonna write that down real quick just so I remember. All right, cool. Hemispheres. The edges are a little rough, but the vinyl is in good shape. You guys have a favorite Rush album? I think a lot of people like Hemispheres, and this is the Exit Stage Left double album. Those were the Rush albums I got. This was cool. I was happy to pick this up. This is Toto 4, still in the shrink with a Rosanna hype sticker. So this was really cool. I was happy to get this one. It's kind of, sorry about the glare, guys. I don't want to take them all out of the sleeves. I stayed up till 11 last night with the Hummin Guru, cleaning all these records and sleeving them and going through them, which is fun to see a dirty record come clean. Here's Aerosmith's Permanent Vacation. This was a good one. I listened to this last night too. I always love this album. From, what is it, 67, is it, or 68? Something like that. It's on the Plum. Is that the Plum label, guys? Atco. This is so good. Such a great album. I think I probably will wait to take this down. I think I have a copy down there for sale already. Cheryl says Rush are all keepers. Right on. Here's an album from 74, Second Helping. This is Skinner's second album, obviously by name. I love the cover of this. It's very cool. She had like 3 copies of this, but I only picked up one of them. I probably would choose Little Feat, and there's a few others that I would choose over this album for 74. Let's see, what are some other ones? There's the I can't think of anything off the top of my head for Southern Rock for 74, but it's a good album. It's a classic, and people have it. And then let's see. Oh, I skipped one. I want to find it here. Oh, I think I skipped it. Well, I got Lynyrd Skynyrd's first album, which is oh, there it is. Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. So this is so awesome, except the guy wrote, why do people do that? Why do they write their name on it? But this is an expensive album. I didn't realize that. These are not cheap at all. And I haven't listened to it. The album, everything is, the sleeve, everything's in really good shape, but they just wrote his name on there. There was probably 10 albums with this Divine on it. I mean, I guess people just, in 1972 or 3 or whatever, when this came out, it wasn't a big deal to do that. But now I wouldn't at all. Here's a Beach Boys, the Beach Boys Today, on the Capitol Rainbow, which is kind of cool. You love Andy Devine. Let's see. Okay, this was interesting. This is the Beach Boys 62-65. This is a you can see the hype sticker. This is a French release. It's not worth much money, but it's a double album, and I thought it was kind of cool. I've never seen anything like that. So somebody who's a Beach Boys fan will pick this up, and it's on Capitol. Yeah, I don't know what, 1976. Pathé Marconi, EMI. So this is interesting. It has a track listing sticker on the back, which is yeah, it's got all the hits. 28 songs over two LPs. So that's kind of cool. So then a Beach Boys album that's worth some money. Here's one that's worth some money. Friends. I was really surprised by, some of these were going for, on Discogs, for like 50, 60, 70 bucks. I've got this priced a lot lower than that, just because I like to price stuff so people can buy it, and when I get them for such a good deal. But I don't know the songs on this. What year was this? 70. I don't see it, but it's yeah. Anyway, yeah, I didn't know about this. Kind of cool. Here we go, still rolling right along. Hope you guys aren't bored yet. Rolling Stones, Made in the Shade. This is a comp, right, guys? This is a comp. This was really good. condition. So I picked it up. Here's a good one. Their Satanic Majesty's Request with a lenticular cover, which is kind of cool. I hadn't seen this before, and when I came across it, I was like, okay, I hope the vinyl's in good shape. Pulled out the vinyl, and it's VG, has a little bit of surface noise. It's okay. It's weird. It's kind of strange. I think it feels like drugs, kind of. So I wouldn't. I'm not a huge Stones guy, but this would be kind of towards the bottom. But I guess people really like this album. It's got that cool cover on it. Dave, you say here, Dave says, my Goldmine price guide says OG pressings of the first two Lynyrd Skynyrd albums have to have the Sounds of the South label with yellow labels, I guess, to get a higher value. Yeah, Dave, I saw that. I saw those labels yesterday. This one is the rainbow. I think it's is that the rainbow one? But even those have pretty high value. The ones with the yellow label are very pricey, even more pricey than that one. So yeah, Dave, I guess you'd call it a psych album. Oh, okay. Clean the lighter fluid off. Clean the pen mark off with lighter fluid or paint thinner. Go slow and make sure the LP color isn't coming off. I'm gonna try that. That's a good idea. Okay, I didn't know you can do that because it's Sharpie. So yeah, maybe that'd be worth it. At least try it on just a little corner of one and see what it with a Q-tip maybe would probably work good. I'll see if I can. If that works, that'd be fantastic. Because I've got a few albums that have people's names on them like that, and it would be really cool to be able to get that off there. Hey, look at this. Was really tickled to get this for less than an album costs at Goodwill here. I listened to this for the first half last night. So good. Maybe tempted to keep this one, but because I don't have it in my my personal collection. But corners are rough on it, but the vinyl's in great shape. So that was cool. And then an album that I hadn't heard of, but I listened to the full thing last night and really liked it, was Technical Ecstasy, on the Palm Tree Warner Brother label. Do you guys know this album at all? I suppose I've heard of this before. I think what year is this? 76. So it's not that new. So yeah, this man, Ozzy sounds great on this. Very cool. So let's see. Oh, here we go. Second pressing of Are You Experienced? The vinyl's not in awesome shape, as it never is. And somebody put their initials on there, but the first pressing would have the tricolor reprise. This is a second pressing. There's a shit ton of these on Discogs. You really have to dig to find the right one. But this was really cool. I've never found. Actually, I had a second pressing a couple years ago that I traded for Gong's U from 1974. That was in near mint shape. My friend that owned it, they bought the records and they always just dubbed them to cassette tape. So they played them once and then never played them. So I got a handful of older stuff from them, bunch of Marley stuff that I had from them, that was just like you never come across. Like you never see this record in awesome shape. I've come across it so many times where they're just hammered. I mean, just hammered. Dagon's not experienced. I think you are, Dagon. I think you are experienced. Dave says, when I was a teenager, I borrowed that Technical Ecstasy from someone, but I still don't own a copy. Kind of a progressive rock album, some people say. Okay. Yeah, I just thought it's really listenable. Okay, this is interesting. This is Norman. I don't know if you're still here, but this is a program from 1964. It's apparently it was a program for their first American tour, and it's just a bunch of pictures inside. and people were selling these for like $60, 60, $70 on eBay. Um, and I just thought that was kind of wild. I mean, I have less than $20 on this. But I had never come across this before, and she gave this to me for $2. So I was happy. Somebody will really enjoy that. Some Beatles fan will pick that up and enjoy it. You guys still hanging in there okay? Sorry about a lot of records to go through. Oh, I've been going for 35 minutes. That's good. That's good. I've gotten, I think, four of these from her now. She had another one. She's got others that were kind of hashed, so I dig through them and get them. But these are so good for people who aren't like huge Beatles fans, don't have all the albums, but they want a taste of the good stuff. So got this, and it's on the Apple label. And then the blue one's a lot easier to find than the red one, from my experience. So I picked this up, and this was in really good shape. So I was very happy to find this. This will sell right away. Oh, yeah. Okay, Norman, you have those tour books. That's cool. Right on. This is a hammered cover of Rubber Soul, but the vinyl's in VG, close to VG plus probably, which is kind of rare too. So somebody will get a good Rubber Soul, even though it's got some masking tape up here and stuff like that. People really love these albums, of course, and so that was good. Whenever I see a Rubber Soul, I still haven't come across a Revolver for the Shop at all yet. So that's cool. Here's the second album. Got a couple of these, I think, so far, and the vinyl was in really good shape. So she, like I said, she probably has 5 or 6 of this album down there, and so I kind of go through and pick out the ones that I know will play good, and then bring them down to the shop. So yeah, I guess it's that American thing. A few more records. Okay, this was something that I didn't know. This guy, Tony McPhee. This is a UK release. It's called Two Sides of Tony McPhee, and this is supposed to be Braille. I think one release had this was die cut, and it's kind of a dirty slide blues. And man, is it good? Do you guys tell me? I mean, I'm gonna sell it, but it's not a cheap record by any stretch. These were going for some really good money. I didn't know about it, but as soon as I saw it, I brought up the Discogs when I was down there, and I was like, okay, I'll take this. But brought it home, and the record is in great shape. It looks like it hasn't been played very much at all. But this is really cool. I just kind of one of those things that do you guys know this guy? Let's see. Comment below. On WWA, the label, which is interesting. I'd never heard of that before. Maybe you guys know that. He was Groundhog's leader guitarist. Oh, okay. Okay. Ed knows. Daggone, I have that haircut. Yeah, look at that haircut. Pretty gnarly. I love the denim shirt. Anyway, this was really cool. Just very lo-fi slide blues kind of stuff. Okay. So two more, excuse me, the two ones that I'm going to need your help on. I picked up this, and of course, whenever you see a Zeppelin in good shape, you pick it up and get it, especially if it's dirt cheap, and this was dirt cheap. And then I went home and I looked in the dead wax, and it's an RL. Now I know this isn't like Zeppelin 2 RL territory, but I didn't look very deep online about this. What can you guys? Oh, I got a tickle in my throat. Excuse me. Can you guys tell me anything about the RL Houses of the Holy? I didn't. I just put it on to play test it a little bit last night, but didn't crank it up, so I didn't notice a a hotter mix or anything. I'd have to turn it up a little bit, um, of that. Dave, I have 2,000 repress of the Houses of the Holy album, so mine isn't an original. Um, so anyway, what's the scoop on the Houses of the Holy RL? Let me know, guys, if you know. Yeah, Ludwig, Robert Ludwig, Bill. So, which is really interesting. It's on both sides. It's a Presswell pressing, has PR on it, in the dead wax as well. So, yeah, kind of interesting. But I haven't priced it yet because I don't know really. I see that there's some on some. It looks like there's some that are $40 on, but then I've seen some for 100 or more. So I'm not sure it's the vinyl's in great shape, better than most Zeppelins that I've seen. So it was kind of yeah, it was kind of I don't know anything about it. So if any of you have some advice or know anything about it. All right. So here's the one that I teased a little bit. This, I didn't know what this was when I picked it up. I knew it was a private press. I knew that it was something unique. It's not on Discogs, or at least there was something on Discogs, but there was no picture of there's none for sale and no picture of the cover. I have to censor the cover because it's got a naked lady on it, and I think it's almost more crude to censor it than to show it, because I don't know, but I don't want to get my channel taken down, and so I don't know if it would do that or not. But check this out. This is a Beatles bootleg called "Get Back" by an Immaculate Conception. That, I guess that's the record label. It's just got a plain blue IC Records, Immaculate Conception Records. And it appears that this is, from what I can find, there's not a whole lot online, but from what I can find, it appears that this is a Glenn Johns mix from the Get Back sessions. I've listened to it. There's one at the beginning of side 2. It's the song. Let's see here. Don't Let Me Down. The first, there's like a 1-second hop, but the rest of the album plays through, and of course the audio quality is not there, because it's not it's not a high dollar production, but it's got some songs on it and they're all live. There's complete with guitar feedback, which I thought was awesome. And a couple of the guys, they're kind of joking around with the lyrics on some of them. Get Back. Let's see. When You Walk. I hadn't heard of that one. Let It Be. Boy, it's hard to see with the One After 909, Teddy Boy, All Over, Way Back, Home. Don't Let Me Down, I Got a Feeling, Long and Winding Road, Can You Dig It, I Love You, Yes I Do, Dig a Pony, and then the last track is Get Back. But I saw one sold in on Pop Psych in 2011 for like 120 pounds or something like that. The back cover is just blank. It just has this paste on picture on the front. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying about. Yeah, right. There were many bootleg versions of Get Back from the 70s to the early 70s. So many different covers. Yeah. Here we go. Jack knows Get Back is one of the 3 Beatles boots that I have. It's good for a boot. Okay, so you have this, Jack. That's very cool. Yeah, so I don't know if I'm gonna hold on to it, or I'll probably sell it just because it's not something I need for my personal collection. I The choice of picture is fascinating to me. This would have been like around 1970 or something like that when they put this out. And from what the advertisements are from the I don't know how many they made, but apparently it's kind of rare. And yeah, so this was a really good find yesterday, especially for, you know, $3. So we'll uh we'll see what happens with this. It was a really fun listen. Rochelle and I are listening last night, and all of a sudden the guitar feedback, or somebody's laughing in the background. And it was just kind of a slice of it was just casual. It felt really casual. Um this did listening, the from the studio stuff. But it makes me kind of wonder, like, how does somebody get the acetate from Glenn Johns, or how does this get out? Um, yeah. So anyway, that's what I got yesterday, guys. I was really, really tickled to my profit on that group of records is going to be really, really good. And so I was very happy to come across those records. And it's when you sell records in a shop, it's not hard to sell them. It's difficult to get the inventory. So when I and just when I think I can't find any records, because I look on Facebook Marketplace, of people that selling records and different things, and and it's very hard to find some. You just basically have to stumble upon them. But if you make a friend, a connection, go to a garage sale. I've gotten a lot of really good garage sale stuff. So it was. I think I've pretty much exhausted the inventory at in Sweet Home at this lady's place. I had talked to her about purchasing all of her records, but I think I've gotten probably, I don't know, between 1 and 200 probably close to 150 to 160 records from her. And I think I've probably taken the cream off the top. So it's yeah, I think I've gotten what I need to get from her. But we'll see. She had talked about buying all of her records. I think her husband just died, which is kind of sad. She's in her 80s. Um, so she's I think she's kind of looking to yeah, to I don't know if she needs money or what, but I don't think I'm even if I could get all the records for $1 a piece, there's probably not enough stuff that I'd want to, of course there's lots of Beatles stuff that I can go through, but I'm full of Beatles inventory right now down at the shop. I probably have 20 Beatles albums, and I don't want to put them all down at the same time. You create a little bit of scarcity. People, if you got 5 copies of one album, it's not as special as somebody coming across, a copy of Help and it being the only one, and they're like, "Oh, I haven't seen this out there." She had a copy of Help there yesterday, and I probably could have got it for a pretty good price, but it was pretty hammered. That's one I don't see very often. I don't see Help. I don't see Revolver very often. She had a Magical Mystery Tour, but it was hammered still. I still have one to sell of those. Uh, Milk her for all she's worth. She's so sweet. I can't. I have to. Treat her with tender care, especially since she's been hurting the last month or so because of her husband. So, but she'll always be there, and she's in a town where she's got this little antique shop in this little town in the mountains that not people go in there. They're not looking for records very much, so she'll always be in my back pocket and able to go up. So anyway, uh, that that that's what I got, guys. Um, are you guys talking pasta? What's this? What are you having for? Okay, here we go, guys. Here's a subject we can talk about. Sunday lunch. I know some of you it's past lunch. Do you all do when I was growing up, we didn't have we always had popcorn in the evenings. We had a big Sunday uh, dinner, and we didn't we'd come home from church or or get some friends from church to come over if we didn't have a potluck, and we'd always have a big Sunday lunch, or around 1 or 2 or 3 o'clock, and then we would just basically hang out and have popcorn in the evenings. Um, wait, Marty showed records. Yeah, you've been here, buddy. I know you've been here. Uh, uh, so let's see, Chauncey. The inside of Marty's room is similarly paneled to my den. Do you have Naughty Pine in your den, Chauncey? I love it. This was I believe it was if it wasn't a carriage house, it was a garage. It's separate from the house. I've said that before. But then the guy that owned the house before us was a magician with 7 kids. So that our house, I think it was built in the 30s, and then he added this big. He doubled the size of the square footage by adding this 2-story section on the back of the house, because he had so many kids. This guy, his name was Arthur Atzma, or is. I don't know where he is now. I think he's out of state, but he was a magician, professional magician, and he would yeah, go around to schools and do different events. But he had 7 kids, so he had to build a bigger house. But before him, there was a lady who owned the house that had I think it was a little salon in this little side studio here. She did hair in this little thing here. Let's see. Yeah, it's nice wood. I like the Naughty Pine. It's very cool. Let's see. So yeah. So what are you all gonna have for lunch today or dinner? Do you have a big meal on Sunday? Do you wait and have a dinner on Sunday? Do you guys have traditions that you do? Dagon, did you have to shape your popcorn into a child? Is that what you're saying? Hey, did you guys ever have caramel popcorn balls? We used to uh, ladies at the church would make these popcorn balls and wrap them in cellophane, and sometimes they'd it wouldn't just be caramel popcorn. It would be a like a strawberry or raspberry flavored syrup, and you'd peel it off and eat it like an apple. That was always really fun. That was a big thing growing up. When we didn't have our sweets, we didn't get sweets from the store. We made our own sweets. Bill, soup for lunch. Okay. What kind of soup? Are you a thin soup guy? Are you a chunky soup guy? What's your favorite soup? That's what I want to know. What is your favorite soup? Anybody like oyster stew? I absolutely love it. Love oyster stew. We have some places out of the Oregon coast here that are great for clam chowder. We have this place called oh my god, I can't believe it. It's a lady's name. It's a famous restaurant. We have a couple of them. That's so weird. Hey, Johnny's here. How you doing, man? Glad you could pop in. Let's see. Dave, why don't you start a stream and show your records there, or do it on Rachel's? Okay. Yeah. Fish and seafood chowder. Yeah. Always good. Rochelle and I were just talking about doing a seafood chowder with shrimp and like a whitefish, a big flaky whitefish. Oh, is Johnny here to take over the stream? Take over, Johnny. Take over. You're welcome to it. I remember getting popcorn balls at houses at Halloween sometimes. Yes, indeed, Herc. Being a kid in the 80s with leftover traditions from the 60s and 70s was weird. Yeah, I totally would get. It was kind of a, I would go. We couldn't. We didn't go trick or treating when I was really young because it was satanic. So I didn't get in on that. But when I was a little bit older, we went a few times, and we lived in the country, so we didn't do a whole lot. But to go get when you go to a house and you get an apple or something like that, it's always kind of a bummer, or somebody give you a plastic comb. But, when we got oh, my stomach's growling. When we would get get the candy bars, that's what it was all about. And then the bite-sized candy bars came out. So when you got a full candy bar, every now and then you get a regular sized candy bar, and that was like, "What?" Then, of course, you go home and trade with your siblings, pour your, pillowcase out on the bed, and you'd say, I'll trade you for this, I'll trade you for that," and so I had 2 younger sisters, so we always had, and then, of course, mom would make sure that we, didn't eat all the candy right away. We had to ration it throughout the week. And then, of course, having 4 daughters, growing, that we raised here in Silverton, there was a dad tax. So you always have to have dad tax. So the girls knew that they had to soften me up with some of their candy when they got home. So even though I couldn't trick or treat, I benefited from the girls, from 4 daughters. So you can imagine all the candy I got. Um, so anyway, um, let's see. Yeah, we live in, over the past decade or so, our Silverton has kind of gentrified a little bit, and so there's some California money coming in, and people hand out the good stuff. Um, yeah, um, French onion. I love. Don't you love a French onion soup with the bread on the top, toasted with the cheese melted over it? Oh man, a good French onion soup is fantastic. Um, really love French onion soup. Rochelle makes a homemade tomato soup that's really good. I like that. I don't like rice in soup. No rice in soup. Keep rice out of soup. And I'm not big on chicken noodle either. I had a lot of it growing up. I like split pea. Split pea soup is really good. Um, a hearty vegetable is good. I'm not a huge chili guy, although I've had chili that is good, but that's such a spectrum too, right? Chili is I like it very spicy. Um, you like the minestrone? Life is a minestrone, Raji. Did you know that? 10cc told us that. Um, let's see. Some years we have a massive amount of candy spread out over our living room floor. They would barter and trade. Yeah, I miss those days too, babe. They're all grown up now. Our youngest is just about 19. It goes by so fast. Any of you with little kids, you're all old people like me here, aren't you? But man, they just grow up so fast. It's just so fast. But someday then we'll have grandkids, which will be fun. Um, let's see. I know exactly what that tastes like, John. I know what that tastes like. Oh yeah, Ed, tom yum is hard to beat. That's right. But then there's the whole ramen genre too, right? I love ramen, and we have some in Salem here, our state capital, just 15 minutes from us. We have a couple of really good Asian grocery stores. Man, you go in there and there's just like a jillion kinds of ramen that you can get, and all the ingredients to make your own ramen too, which is really cool. Yes, nitrates are awesome. They're so good for you. You should have as much nitrates as you can. Hey, what's the deal on MSG? For years I was told it's bad, it's bad, it's bad. But I think that some people are saying that it's not too bad for you and it makes things taste really good. Oh yeah. We have a couple of Vietnamese restaurants in town too with pho. Love a good pho. Uh, Loki wants some mail order wiener water. I'd be skeptical of that, Loki, but try it if you will. Double U. uh, uh, so what was everyone's tricks? My next door neighbor child had their car completely covered in shaving foam, and then it was covered in cola and had it stripped most of. Oh no, that's not good. Um, when I was, what did those guys do to my car when I was in high school? I went to boarding school and I had a 65 Dodge Dart. And, I was riding with my buddy. This was at the advent of fountain drinks. So we could go to a 7-Eleven or something or a store and get a fountain drink with ice and whatever. And the bigger, the better. And I was riding with my buddy Ryan. He was in the passenger seat and he was tired of his soda. So he just opened the window and he didn't toss the cup out, but he tossed the soda out. And we're going 55 miles an hour. And that soda went all down the side of my car. And it was syrup and it just dried instantly to this syrup all down the side of my car. And then, so that was a soda experience. And then a couple months later, my buddy worked at KFC and then it was Kentucky Fried Chicken. And I was going home for the weekend and he gifted me a bunch of chicken and I had just gotten a Slurpee at 7-Eleven. So I had a big Slurpee and then he also gave me a 32 ounce, Coke or Dr. Pepper or something like that. And I had that between my legs. And I came around a corner and there was a car sitting in the middle of the road. And I hit the car, rear-ended this car when I was 16. And it took that Slurpee and that soda and put it all over the dash of my 65 Dart. I was cleaning out dried syrupy soda for months and months after. Excuse me, guys. Anyway, well, I have been doing this for an hour. And hey, what? No. Is this the real Dr. Robert? It is. Good to see you, Doc. Are you still in Europa? I think you are, right? I love your Instagram posts. Keep it up. I want to have you on when you get back to town and talk about your you can show a bunch of records and talk about your experience over there. And you've been to some great concerts too. Here, let me wrench you up since you're not. Yeah. So yeah, it's in the evening where you're at too. I bet you're having some great food while you're over there too. And you've been in Germany, right? But then you went down to the Mediterranean, did you, for a while? I saw that you did some scuba diving with your son. That would be so much fun. Oh, you're in Paris. We are doing our best. Okay, that's great, man. Oh, fantastic. Good to hear from you. Um, let's see. So, well, I'm gonna sign off and go listen to some records for a few hours. Maybe have some soup. We had a friend of made cabbage and sausage last night for us. That was really good. Some of that fancy apple sausage. Um, she slow cooked the cabbage, and Loki, there were big hunks of onion in it. They weren't whole onions, but there were big hunks of onion in it that seasoned up, tasted so good. Um, uh, Doc, when do you come back? You'll let us know. That's all good. Yeah. Yes. Soft white onions and cabbage, cooked cabbage. Who doesn't love? I mean, I suppose as a kid you don't love cooked cabbage so much, but man, I sure love cooked cabbage with salt and hot sauce. I love hot sauce. I love hot stuff. So sauce it up. Maybe some Dijon mustard instead of that. Some seedy mustard. What do you say here? Was the onion completely white as if it wasn't cooked? It was a little bit clear, I suppose. So there was some. Would you say it was opaque? I don't know. I'm sorry you missed a lot of the show, Johnny. Should I go through all the records again? Go back and watch it, Johnny. I think there might be some cool records that you would like to see, especially the last one. You might get a tickle out of it. So anyway, all right, guys. It's always great to hang out with you when I have something to talk about and to show you. I don't know about next week if I will, but maybe Dagon will do a stream next week, and I'll hang out on that. We'll see. We can go back and forth or something like that, and hopefully me and him can jam sometime before too long. But anyway, you all are very precious to me, and I love hanging out with you. and spending this time on a rainy Sunday morning with you all, talking about the things we like. And I wish you the best and have a safe and productive week. Take care, everybody. Ciao.